Alrighty, guys. So example 1, we have got 4 questions here. Actually, no, I think you could actually all do all 6. Let me just create some space here. Right, so there's 6 questions here. And what I want you to try is simplify these 6 questions for me. So you've got A, B, C, D, E, and F. All I'm wanting you to do is add the numbers that I've given you. In the chat, this is how this is going to work, so listen carefully. In the chat, you can put your answers, but remember to put your answers A, B, C, D, etc., etc. And only when I say you can raise your hands, can you raise your hands for answers. So right now, you are trying these 6 questions. You're writing it down as you go along. You're making sure you've got the answers so that when we do the answers, you can mark and you can make sure that you're happy. And when I ask for hands, you can raise your hands. Remember to number your answers, A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Let's go, guys. Y'all can do this. Let's go. It's good to practice actually not to use a calculator. Hey, my people, just try and do it in your brain and write it down. And if you have to use your fingers to count, then do so. It's a good practice. When you're writing on your class test or your cycle test, it will help you to speed up the process.
And remember, guys, you can always break down numbers. So I'm just going to show you, for example, if C is confusing, break it down. Start with your tens, so 20 plus 30, and then do your units, 1 plus 6. And then all you do is add those numbers together. So remember, numbers can be broken down into parts, and you're welcome to do that. We have to work, like Yolanda says, sometimes without a calculator, and so being able to do that is helpful for us. Okay, I'm seeing some awesome answers coming through. Keep them coming. A, B, C, D, E, and F. I'll let you know when you can raise your hands for answers, and I'll let you know when it's time for questions. Guys, I have not said raise your hands yet, so please lower them. I will tell you when you can raise your hands. If you have a question for now, use the chat. Otherwise, I will tell you when it's time for questions. Remember, you should have 6 answers, A, B, C, D, E, and F. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. You guys are doing really well. Okay, so if you would like to give me some answers, this is the point now where you can raise your hand. I'm going to try to give everyone a chance. So if I don't get to you now, please don't stress. There will be more questions to come for you to try. Okay, Wesley, do you want to give us A? Remember, guys, 5-second rule. You've got 5 seconds to unmute yourselves. And then I move on.
12, ma'am.
Excellent. Well done. 3 plus 9 is 12. Fantastic, Wesley. Well done. Someone is named iPhone. If you can just let us know in the chat what your name is so that we can change it. Sinclair, do you want to help me with B?
It will be 16.
Fantastic. 5 plus 11 is 16. Very nice. I want to say Wadira, is that right? Would you like to give C for us?
C is 57.
Excellent, well done. So if we just look at C quickly, if you do it broken down, 20 plus 30 is that 50, 1 plus 6 is 7, and so when we add them together, we get our 57. Fantastic. You guys are doing so well. iPhone, who are you? And would you like to do D for us? Are you there?
Can I do C?
We've just done C.
Ish. Okay.
What is your name? Just so that we can change it from iPhone.
Snenhlanhla.
Can you spell it for me?
S.
Yeah.
It's SINE.
Okay.
NHLA.
NHLA. Thank you. Snenhlanhla. Right. Motaban, do you want to give us D?
Ma'am, I only did. Ma'am, I wasn't done yet, but I did E.
Okay, give me E. We'll skip to E.
3 plus 12 plus 25 equals 40.
Perfect. So guys, 4 plus 12 is 15, and then 15 plus 25 is 40. So we've just skipped to E. E is 40. And for Lensley, I hope I'm saying that right. Do you want to give us D this time?
D is 30.
Perfect. 17 plus 4 is 21. 21 plus 9 is 30 on the dot. Excellent, guys. Well done. Oh, we've got so many hands. This is wonderful. Oh, sorry. Kyla? Sheila? Do you want to help us with the last?
Ma'am?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
35.
Right, so 19 plus 1 is 21. 21 plus 8 is 29. And then 29 plus 6 is 35. Excellent, guys. Well done. Right, so all we were really doing there is just making sure we could simplify. We should have been able to do that quite quickly and quite easily. And hopefully we got all of those right. If you didn't, just make sure you know where you went wrong. Take your screenshots if you would like to. And then we're going to move on to our next example. So I'm just going to wait here for screenshots. While we're waiting, if you have a question, you can now raise your hand. There's still quite a few people with hands up. So lower your hand unless you have a question. There will be more chances to answer, so don't worry. Okay, Superkutle, your hand is up. So do you have a question? Oh, okay.
Well done, guys. Well done. So proud of you.
Alrighty, guys, let's have a look at our next example. I'm about to move away. Make sure you have your screenshots. Right, this is where things get a little bit more fun because now we've got slightly more complex operations that we're trying to sort of work with here. So we're going to do the first one together, just that we remind ourselves of what we need to do, and then I'll ask you to do the next few by yourselves. The first thing that's really important to remember, guys, is bedmas or bodmas. Doesn't really matter. Up to you, bedmas, bodmas. And this is telling us our order of operations. So we need to do the brackets first, then we deal with any exponents if we have them, and then we deal with division and multiplication, and then addition and subtraction need to happen right at the end. So if we have a look at question A, we've got two brackets that we need to deal with here. So because B is first, that's what we start with. In the first bracket, 2 plus 7 is 9. And remember, once you've dealt with the bracket, it can fall away. You don't need it anymore. In my second bracket, 3 times 4 is 12. And so then I've got 9 plus 12 plus 10. Only after I have dealt with the division and multiplication do I move on to addition and subtraction. So now I can add 9 plus 12 plus 10. 9 plus 12 is 21. 21 plus 10 is 31. And so I can simplify that whole expression to my final answer. Right, just quickly, if you don't use bedmas, and I probably should have started with this, E stands for exponents, and basically anytime there is an exponent in an expression, we need to deal with that after having dealt with whatever's inside the brackets. It's very similar to the O in BODMAS. O stands for order, and order is actually exponents. I just prefer bedmas because exponents is a little bit more self-explanatory. Right, again, no hands should be up. I haven't asked for questions or anything just yet. Remember your order of work. And now what I would like you guys to do is try question B for me. The only thing I want to point out for B very quickly before you have a go is that when you have a situation of a number right next to a bracket, what you're actually working with is the times. So this situation over here is actually saying 5 times the bracket 2 plus 4. So just remember there is an operation there, and we need to bear that in mind when doing our BODMAS. So I'm going to give everyone a chance. No hands yet. I will tell you when they are when I want hands. Give B a try. Put your answers in the chat, and then we will have a look in a second or two. Make sure your order of operations is correct. Okay, guys, I will ask you for hands in a second. I will let you know when I want hands, so not yet. Remember, in the meantime, put your answers in the chat. Nice. Okay, so if anyone would like to raise their hand now to give me an answer, you can do so. Okay, Lutando, what is the answer here?
Ma'am, A is 3 times 4, which is 12. Then
Okay, remember we've done
7.
A. We did A together. What's B?
Oh, sorry. Okay. B is 4 plus 2 because there are brackets there, so we need to start with them. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Then
Good.
6 plus 2 is 8. Then plus 5 is 13. Plus 2 is 15.
Okay, so just remember, between the 5 and the 6, there's a multiplication. So we need to first do the 5 times 6. Remember, those brackets says multiplication. So we start with 5 times 6, which gives us 30. And then when we add everything together, we get our final answer of 34. So guys, this will be a common mistake that a lot of people make, and it's okay. Just remember, like I said up here, between the 5 and the bracket, there is a times. And so according to BODMAS or bedmas, I have to do the times first. Right, so just take very careful note of that. The times has to happen first. But very nicely done. Well done on simplifying that bracket so well. Remember, guys, once you've answered or asked a question, lower your hand and remember just to mute yourself. Right, I'm just going to wait here in case anyone wants to take a screenshot. While you're taking a screenshot, if you would like to ask a question, now is your chance to ask your question. Sorry, I don't know what's happening here. Someone asked me to zoom in and now it's all just chaotic. Why are you fighting with me? Right, Emily, question?
I was gonna answer B, but then someone else gave the answer.
Okay, thank you. There will be more questions, so don't worry, there'll be more chances. Okay, so guys, remember there will be more chances for you to answer. Trying to give everyone an opportunity.
Everyone who is saying that they are late, please remember we are recording for you because Teacher Sam and I are very nice people. We are recording all of these things for you, so you can definitely go and watch, okay? Tomorrow it will be posted in there. Just watch the lesson. You will definitely understand it, okay? Don't worry.
Okay, so guys, we've got 2 more here. I don't know what is happening with my screen. I'm just gonna fight with it for a second or two. Okay, sorry guys, let me just close this for a second. There we go. All right. So we've got 2 more questions here. I'm going to put it up now. My thing was just being a bit weird. C and D. I want you to give those a try now as well. When I tell you I'm ready for hands, I will let you know. Take very careful note of all of the operations that you have going on here. Right, Sinead, that is perfectly fine. Absolutely no problem. People asking for quiz results, I'll be completely honest, I forgot. I will do them on Monday because I forgot. Usually we do everything related to the quiz on Wednesdays. I did forget. I will make a note to make sure I do it on Monday. Right, I haven't asked for hands yet. Right now, the only thing that's happening is you're putting your answers in the chat. Remember to say C and D for your answers so we can see which answer is which. And you are currently looking at working out the answer or the value for D and for C. I don't know why I said D first. C and D. I will let you know when you can raise your hands for answers. Patriciado, I haven't asked for hands yet. Do you have a problem?
May you please first explain for me because I'm late.
Okay, so I'm not re-explaining. Remember, everything is recorded for you. And so you can go and get the recorded lessons on the website, okay?
Ma'am.
Oh. You should be able to unmute yourself. Okay. But guys, remember, if you're not feeling comfortable with the stuff, do it step by step. Rather do more working out than less. And as Yolanda has just said on the chat, practice makes perfect. The more you practice the stuff, the better it'll get and the more comfortable you will feel. Just to help you out a bit, remember what we want to follow is bedmas or bedmas. I'll just draw it or write it up here again for you. So follow your order of work like that.
Let's go, my people. Let's go. We can do this, guys. Put those answers on the charts, everybody. So for all of you, just as a reminder again, when you have a homework or anything like that, we cannot really help while we are busy doing our lesson. Okay, so if you come 5 minutes before 6, if we are there and you are there, you can ask what you're struggling with so we can explain, so you can understand and you will be able to do your homework. Okay, let's go, my people. Number them: C, answer; D, answer. Let's go. I see Loish. Scared I'll pronounce your name wrong. Let's go. Y'all are awesome people. You're doing great, my pibs.
Yeah, you're doing very nicely, guys. Well done. Seeing some awesome answers for C coming through. I'll let you know when I'm ready for hands. I'm going to give everyone another few seconds and then I'll ask for hands. I'll tell you when. Alrighty, guys. So if you would like to offer an answer, please raise your hand. One, Nashe, do you want to do, what are we on? C for us. There should be a pop-up to unmute yourself.
For
Yeah.
C is 47.
Okay, can you tell me how you did the working out?
I first started with the brackets and then I got to the division and then the plus in.
Okay, cool. So essentially, guys, what we need to do is we need to do the BODMAS. Now, those of you in the chat saying you don't know where you got 47 from, you need to listen now because I'm going to explain it. So if we sort of identify what we have going on here, we've got a multiplication and a division. We have brackets and we've got another multiplication. So there's quite a bit going on. So I'm going to really do this step by step so that we all know what's happening. So if I start with my brackets, I'm going to leave everything else for now, and I'm going to start with my brackets. 12 plus 7 is 19. Now remember, that bracket is actually telling me I need to times those two values together. So 2 times 19. So when I then do my BODMAS or bedmas, I'm now going to deal with the multiplication. So 3 times 12 is 36. We'll still divide that by 4 in a second. We'll get there. But then we've got 2 times 19. Now 2 times 19 is plus 38. Now we go on to the division according to my BODMAS. 36 divided by 4 gives me 9. And so I've got 9 plus 38. And so when I now finally do my subtraction, my addition, I get 47 as my final answer. So what's really important here, guys, is that you're following your BODMAS. Firstly, you're going to do your brackets. So the 12 plus 7. Following that, you're going to do the multiplication step. So we're going to do the 2 times 19 and the 3 times 12. Then you will do your division. And only right at the end will you go and do the addition of 9 plus 38. Right, I have already explained this, so please can we try and listen very carefully when I explain things? BEDMAS, the E stands for exponents. Okay. Okay, your name is Glamrock Freddy on here. Would you like to try D for us?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. What is your name?
Unam.
Okay, now tell me.
Number D is 32.
Okay, can you tell me what steps you followed?
Okay, so I first started with the multiples,
Okay.
which then I went for the plus 2 plus 12, which equal to 14. And then I went to the next step, which went to 14 plus 36 divided by 2. Then I got 14 plus 18, which equaled 32.
Okay, cool. So guys, we're going to again follow BODMAS or BEDMAS. If we start with our multiplication, 3 times 4 is 12. So we leave the 2 plus. Now it's 2 plus 12 plus 3 times 12, which is 36. We still got the divided by 2, but division is our next step. So that's what we're going to do next. So we leave the 2 plus 12. 36 divided by 2 is then 18. And now we can add together. So 2 plus 12 is 14. 14 plus 18 is 32. So remember your order of operations, and remember that you don't need to do everything in one step. You can go step by step if you want to. Right, I'm going to leave that there in case anyone wants to screenshot. Please can everyone lower their hands and you can now raise your hand or keep your hand raised if you have any questions. So right now is questions. Raise your hand if you have a question. Otherwise, your hands are down. So Retabile, Capano, and Zintle, I'm assuming you have questions. If not, lower your hands. Retabile, question? Yep.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
So E, how can 23 plus
I
12?
haven't asked for E yet. Just hang on. Just hang on. We're not doing E.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I haven't yet asked for E, so just hang 10. Kofano, do you have a question? No? Okay. Tamanasha, question?
Is it fine if you don't use the bedmas but still get the right answer?
As long as you're doing the operations in the correct order. As long as you are doing the operations in the correct order, that's fine. So if you just know that you must start with multiplication and division, that's fine. Okay. Right, guys, we're going to take a little break. You've done really nicely. I'm assuming everyone's got their screenshots. Remember, I have not asked for E yet. So well done if you've done E, but I haven't yet asked for it. Okay, so brain break. Our brain break here, this is a magic square. Some of you might have seen this before, but not all of you. A magic square is quite cool because the sum along any line, so when you add the numbers together along any horizontal, vertical, diagonal line is exactly the same. And so what that means is we can then hopefully find any missing numbers. Now, if you're feeling a bit confused by that, look for one that's complete. So if we look at this diagonal over here, all of those numbers are filled in. So 6 plus 5 plus 4, that sum is 15. So whenever I now go across a row, whenever I now go down a column, and whenever I now go along diagonals, I should get 15 as my answer when I add them together. So what I want from you is to try and tell me what the numbers A, B, and C are. Now, remember, put it in the chat first. And only when I ask you to raise your hands, will you raise your hand. So put your answers in the chat for now. I'll tell you when you can raise hands. So remember, we want all of our rows, all of our columns, all of our diagonals to add up to 15. So you need to find your missing numbers.
Let's go. Yeah, doing really well. Kiara, it was definitely me lowering your hand, okay? Because Teacher Sam will ask for the hand up and then we all can do hands up. Okay, for now, on the chats. Hey, Tawanya, no hands up yet. Njabulo, no hands up yet. Yeah, we will deal with your people. We will definitely remind you.
Yeah. Guys, I promise we'll ask for hands. Please just try and listen to what we're saying. We'll ask for hands, save your hands until we ask. We're just trying to give everyone a chance. Alrighty. I'm liking the answer.
Goodwill is spelling us with CCCs. What are these CCCs, Goodwill? Guys, appreciate the joke. What did one algebra book say to the other? Don't bother me. I've got my own problems. I love the joke.
Right, Emily, very nice setup of your answer. Okay, guys, if you would like to raise your hand, now is your chance. I want the values of A, B, maybe I should not write in a highlighter, A, B, and C. Okay, Cassie, do you want to try A, or do you want to give me A?
Ma'am.
I think A is 2.
Perfect. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. The other way you could do it, 9 plus 4 is 13, plus 2 gives me 15. Excellent. Kirabetu, do you want to give me B?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, I think B is 1 because 9 plus 5 plus 1 gives you 15.
Excellent. So 9 plus 5 is 14, and so we just need another 1 to get that 15. Well done. Nice, guys. Now, Tolo, do you want to give me, what are we on? C.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think it's 3, C3, ma'am, because 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 3 is 15.
Excellent. Well done. So, guys, that is our magic square. We need to figure out all of the values that we're missing in order to get the correct sum. Again, I'm trying to give everyone a chance to answer. So if I have asked you already, I'm probably going to skip you. And I'm trying to give everyone a chance. I know there's still hands who haven't answered. Doing my best, guys. Right, everyone's hands you are up. Please lower them unless you have got a pressing question. Otherwise, we're going to carry on with some examples. Okay, so Lutando and Kiyobetswe, your hands are still up. Please lower them unless you have a question. Lutando, what is your question?
Ma'am, my question is the work of when was it? Monday. The factors and multiples of 9 and the factors of 18.
Yeah.
You said we need to revise them today. So are we still gonna do them?
Yeah, we're gonna have a look at that question that I said we were gonna try now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Right, so guys, one of the other topics that we spoke about was factors and multiples, exactly as Lutando said. And remember this last question, hopefully you can all see it, example 3, was sort of where we finished off following, and I asked you to give this one a try. So hopefully you've done that. Let's have a look and see if we can do this. Now, where we stopped was the factors of 24. And I'm going to remind you that a factor is a number that can divide into another value without a remainder. That was a very big space, I'm sorry. So as long as it divides in without a remainder, then we have got a factor. And so what we finished off was writing out all of the factors of 24. Okay, so you had 3 questions that I asked you to do. First one was the prime factors, and we sort of started, but we didn't finish. So prime factors, remember, are the prime numbers. So the numbers that only have 1 and itself as factors that are then in this list of factors. So if we have a look, we've highlighted them, and the only prime numbers I have in that list are 2 and 3. So those are the only factors of 24 that are prime numbers. Right, if you weren't here on Monday, everything is recorded for you. Don't stress. We are going to do some more practice with factors and so on, but let's just have a chat about this because I did ask you to try. The next thing I asked you to do was the even factors of 24. Now, even factors, basically, I want to look at my list and I want all of the even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So those are all of our even factors of 24. And we just list them. That's all I'm asking you to do. The last one said the factors of 24 that are also multiples of 3. Now remember, multiples of 3 are your times tables. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so we keep going. So I want to figure out if any of those numbers in that list are multiples of 3. And so we can go and have a look. 3 is definitely a multiple of 3. 6 is a multiple of 3. 12 is a multiple of 3. And 24 is a multiple of 3. And so that's what we list. 3, 6, 12, and 24. So guys, what was really important here is that you need to read the questions carefully. Once you know what your factors are, you can essentially go and answer any question that I give you. If factors are confusing you a bit, we're going to practice some now. So take a screenshot of this for those of you that needed those answers. And then I'm going to go back and we're going to practice some factors and multiples one-on-one, but just looking at them individually. I'm just waiting for everyone to take a screenshot. Okay, so let's go back to where we were and let's have a look at some factors. So for those of you that weren't here on Monday, this will hopefully clarify that for you. So if we go and have a look, or if I ask you to write down the factors. So remember, I've told you that factors are numbers that divide into a value without a remainder. So let's do 36 together. Obviously, if you want to try it by yourself, try it by yourself. But for those that are feeling a bit confused, let's try. So I want all of the numbers that can divide perfectly into 36 without a remainder. So 1 can divide in, 2 can divide in, 3 can divide in, 4 can divide in, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 24, and 24, and 36. Okay, so those are all of our factors of 36. You can double check yourself by saying, okay, if I times these values together, am I getting 36? Now it has to obviously work in the correct pairs, but 1 times 36 is 36. 2 times 18 is 36. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 9 is 36. 6, if we take 6 times 6, we get 36. So all of those numbers we can divide perfectly into 36 without remainder. So what I want you to try now is the factors of 21 for me. So what are all of the numbers that you can divide into 21 without a remainder? I will tell you when I'm ready for hands. In the meantime, put your answers on the chat for me. So Goodwill's got us off to a good start, but think about all of the possible numbers.
Let's go, my babes. Let's go. This is such a nice example, guys. You should screenshot of that because you'll remember that factors. Oh, 1 times 36. 2 times 80. It's a very nice example. Take screenshots.
I'm not seeing any answers on the chat yet, so I'm assuming we still need some time, but please remember to put them in so that we can see how you're going. All of the numbers that can divide into 21. Do nicely, guys. Plug my laptop in. Right, would anyone like to raise their hand and give me an answer for the factors of 21? Wonke, would you like to do 21 for us?
Yes, ma'am. It's
Okay.
1, 3, 7, and 21.
Perfect, well done. So 21 actually only has 4 factors, 1, 3, 7, and 21. And again, check yourself. 1 times 21 is 21. 3 times 7 is 21. So we have all of our factors there. Very nicely done, guys. I'm going to do this in case you want to take a screenshot. And then we're going to have a quick look at multiples. And then hopefully you guys will feel a little bit more confident about those two concepts. Right, everyone's hands are up. Everyone whose hands are up, please lower them unless you have a question. Right, Lawrence, do you have a question? Right, screenshots, guys. 3, 2, 1. I'm moving away. Okay, iPhone. I don't know what your name is. Let me know. And then if you have a question. Oh, sorry, I muted you. Unmute yourself again.
Hi, my name is Kulile.
Okay, do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I was wondering, not to be rude, but I was wondering how long this lesson is, so I can set a schedule for it.
So the lesson is from 6 to 7.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. So let's have a look at some multiples. Now remember, multiples are sort of like your times tables. That's how I remember what multiples are. Essentially, it's whenever we times the value we're working with by 1, by 2, by 3, and so on. So 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, and so we keep going. So what I want from you here is, what are the first 4 multiples of 6 and of 13? Now, obviously, I've had to say up to where, because otherwise you can just keep going on forever. So write down for me, and you can do it quickly on a piece of paper and then put it in the chat. What are the first 4 multiples of 6? And what are the first 4 multiples of 13? I will let you know when I want hands. Please remember to be kind to each other on the chat there. I will let you know when I want hands, guys.
Let's go, my people. Number 1 rule, ensure you write all of these things in your book, guys, because clearly by raising your hand, you are not listening to Teacher Sam, and also you're not writing on your book, okay? So read the question, write the answers in your book, then write it on the chat. Then when Teacher Sam says ready for questions or for answers, you can definitely raise your hand, okay? Y'all did amazing today. You did incredibly well. Well done.
Okay, guys. So if you'd like to raise your hand for some answers, you can do that now. Otlokeng, would you like to give us multiples of 6?
Yes, ma'am. Multiples of 6 is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36.
Okay, so remember, I just wanted the first 4. Whoops. So that's
Okay,
perfect.
ma'am.
Well done. Well done. Okay, very nice. Multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24. For leaving me. Mashudu, would you like to give us multiples of 13? Okay. Emily, would you like to give us the multiples of 13 here?
Yes, ma'am. The multiples of 13 are 13, 26, 49, and 62.
26, 39, and 42, you said. I'm assuming yes. Right, so 13, 26, 39, 42. Hoping I can do maths. Yeah, I can. So guys, those are your multiples. First 4, that's all we need to do in order to get our answer. Obviously, very important, just read very carefully how many I tell you to do. Because if you write more, then you are wasting time in like a test or an exam. Alrighty.